Hello everyone. In this video we will continue our discussion on weathering and erosion of rocks. In the last video we covered all the physical factors which take part in the weathering of rocks or mechanical disintegration of rocks. Now we move to chemical factors. Chemical factors are responsible to the decay or decomposition of rocks, which is a relatively slow process but very effective in the weathering of rocks. This process weakens the rocks to the extent such that they cannot offer resistance to natural forces. In this process, the size and shape of rock bodies may remain nearly the same, but on decay they completely lose internal cohesion and are reduced to a powdery mass. So let's see the effect of water on the decay or decomposition of rock. Firstly, water in the form of river, glacier, frost and sea is very active in bringing about the disintegration of rocks that we have seen earlier. It plays a leading role in the decomposition of the rocks too. As an agent of decomposition, water acts directly or indirectly. It is not an exaggeration if it is stated that without the presence of water, decomposition is impossible. Water directly affects rocks by way of dissolution, leaching, hydration, and hydrolysis. Dissolution. This happens in the case of carbonate rocks, particularly limestones. Carbon dioxide of the atmosphere has the natural tendency to dissolve in water. The extent to which it dissolves depends on the temperature, pressure, and chemical environment. When water, or can say river water, which has carbon dioxide in the dissolved conditions, traverses a limestone terrain, these rocks are dissolved, resulting in the reduction of their size. This is the chemical reaction that explains this phenomena. Calcium carbonate, which is nothing but limestone. The limestone which come in contact with water with dissolved carbon dioxide produces calcium bicarbonate, which is soluble in water. Marbles, dolomites, marls, and other calcareous rocks are similarly affected. Another process of decomposition of rocks by water is leaching. Leaching means removal of soluble contents from the rocks by water. Water among the different liquids is the most powerful corroding and leaching agent. Only very few materials are totally unaffected by water. Most of the minerals are decayed and leached due to prolonged contact with water. Under a tropical climate, rocks are thoroughly leached and become porous. Such porous rock is naturally very weak compared to its compact and fresh parent rock and easily break down when attacked by natural forces. Next process of decomposition is hydration. This is the most powerful attack which water makes on rocks in bringing about decomposition. Hydration is the process wherein water or hydroxyl molecules are injected into the molecular structures of minerals, thereby bringing about the decomposition of these minerals. This phenomena is extremely important because it affects more than 80% of the minerals of an average rock. Feldspars, which are most abundant rock forming minerals, are compositionally aluminum silicates of potassium, sodium and calcium. Potassium and sodium are extremely active elements and have the tendency to leave the mineral structure. This takes place because of hydration and as a consequence, feldspar minerals are decomposed. Incidentally, some other radicals also may take part in reactions. Look at this chemical reaction which explain the process of hydration. The orthoclase feldspar, when come in contact with the water having dissolved carbon dioxide, form kaolin. Kaolin is a clay mineral, and see here the potassium element left the mineral structure and form the potassium carbonate. Hence, we can say that the feldspar is decomposed by hydration process. Ultimate products of weathering of feldspars are the different types of clays, which are basically hydrous aluminum silicate in composition. In hydrolysis process of decomposition of minerals, instead of the water molecule, only the hydrogen part of water enters into the mineral structure. This is the difference between the hydration and hydrolysis. Some atmospheric gases like carbon dioxide, oxygen, and nitrogen take part in the weathering of rocks. Carbon dioxide. The chemical combination with carbon dioxide is called carbonation. Its importance in the dissolution of limestone and the production of clay from feldspar we have already seen. Due to the production of clay from the minerals like feldspar, indirectly it supports vegetation which produces humus and thereby brings about chemical weathering. Oxygen. The chemical combination with oxygen is called oxidation. Ferruginous minerals show conspicuous color change due to oxidation. Ferruginous minerals means iron bearing minerals. Okay. Combination with water and oxygen produces hydroxides of various elements, which are then leached out. Reduction is another similar process of chemical weathering. It takes place in the zones where the soil is rich in decaying vegetation. This produces carbonaceous material, which causes the reduction reaction. Most of the rocks are iron bearing in nature. When such rocks undergo weathering either due to oxidation or reduction, specific color changes are produced. Those rocks in which the iron has been oxidized to ferric state show a marked brown color. On the other hand, the presence of ferrous iron is indicated by green, blue, and grey shades of ferruginous rocks. Nitrogen. The greater part of the atmosphere consists of nitrogen. It gets transformed into nitric acid in nature due to bacteria and lightning. Nitric acid is a good dissolving and powerful oxidizing agent. Therefore, it is effective in causing weathering. The biological factors responsible for mechanical disintegration and decomposition of rocks are trees and plants, animals, bacteria, and man. The developing roots of growing trees and plants sometimes penetrate into the cracks, widen them, and ultimately the rocks disintegrate. Okay. Animals. Some animals make burrows underground and help in the weathering of rocks. The major contribution towards weathering from animals and plants is that when they die, their soft parts decay and decompose, releasing toxic products which are highly potent in causing decomposition of rocks, particularly reduction. Bacteria. Bacteria also take part in the decomposition of rock. These help in decay of organic material and produce humic, carbonic, and other acids. Man. Man ranks top in the list of various factors responsible for forced unnatural weathering of rocks. He is all powerful, and to satisfy his various requirements, he undertakes large scale construction of buildings, dams, bridges, roads, etc. For all this, in enormous quantities of construction materials are needed, which he gets by quarrying. This results in the rapid disappearance of hills and mountains. To suit him when required, man undertakes tunneling too, which means large scale blasting of rocks. Further, to feed minerals into his industries and factories, he resorts to extensive mining, open cast, and underground, which again means breakdown of rocks. Thus, man in a unique way caused the disintegration of rocks.